Well, our mom had some wonderful characteristics and traits. Why don't we talk about a few? Len, you want to kick us off?
Okay. I came to see Mom as a more vulnerable in her older years, and that, I think, informed her sensitivity. She was very sensitive to especially children, and I think that sensitivity was born out of some vulnerability that she experienced in her early years. There was some hard things for her that she endured, and she told us about those. There was abuse and addictive personalities, and she endured that through her childhood. And because of that, she was very, very sensitive to the needs of little ones, and very in tune with her own children, and wanting very much to protect and keep us from the vulnerabilities that I think she had to experience. So while she was strong, while she was courageous, while she was a fighter, those things were at her core. And I came to appreciate that more in my elder years.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
Well said.
I kind of go off of that. Because of her sensitivity, she really wanted that home to be orderly. And I think she grew into that. I don't think it was that much when y'all were younger. She kind of had to get her system in her groove. She grew up in an organized home, and she started kind of peeling apart what would work for her, and she set the stage of, it wasn't a pristine home where we couldn't touch anything. It was a comfortable, relaxed home, but she had a good order and a good sense of how things needed to be run.
Yeah.
And that was calming for us as kids. When there's structure and there's order, it is settling for us.
Yeah.
And I felt that, and I think you guys all did too.
Absolutely.
And being sensitive to the needs of your children is creating a home of order and structure and love. And so her ability to divvy out the chores and call them checkpoints, and kind of, that was her code word. And we use them. We use them too. They're different checkpoints, but they are still touch points of what needs to get done. The main thing is to keep the home maintained
Every day.
Every day. The beds, the dishes, the laundry, the trash, and just kind of having the dogs need to be fed. And it was just something, and I remember being one of her helpers to do that. I think we all help in different ways, but she always wanted me to help her with beds. So I always helped her with beds. So
What she couldn't get to, we were willing to help at the end of the day.
Well, and it was also like, let's get the checkpoints done so we can go
Have
do
fun.
something fun.
yeah.
Let's
And
get
that
the
was
checkpoints
something
done.
she was really good about.
And
And
you knew what those were.
yeah,
It was
You
clear.
knew
they're
what they
always the
were.
same.
We
She
did
had
it
a
with
good
her.
system of like daily, weekly, monthly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you wanted extra, if you maybe wanted money, she would, hey, I have some closets I need cleaned out.
Yeah.
I have some, purging I need done, whatever.
Right.
So she just had a plan and an organization about that. That's helped me in my life.
And I know we three sisters have talked about just how grateful we are for those systems.
Because that's not a common thing. I've met roommates and people, I'm like, it's over their head of how to keep a home.
Sometimes, yeah. And to have that system in place has been great.
Yeah, for sure.
Sean, what's a trait that comes to mind for you?
Well, I think Mom's role was she's kind of the manager of the house. I mean, she managed various aspects of running the home. And one of the things that I think she did well and she was great at, and was one of her gifts, was a communicator. And she was kind of a central hub to receiving information and giving information. I know, like, if you wanted to get information about family members, it was your mom. Like, you went to Mom to get the information.
The nerve center.
The nerve center, like, she was kind of the
She's airport control.
airport
Traffic
control.
Proudly said, I'm Paul Revere.
Yes.
She liked to be the
Right.
first
She liked to be the
one.
first
get
one
a
to know.
Paul
And she
Revere
did not want to
designation.
be in the dark about anything. She wanted to know what was going on with everybody in their lives, and she wanted to understand that. And I thought it was a great trait. We didn't go to Dad. We went to Dad for other things, but we didn't go to Dad for
The scoop.
the scope and communication. So I thought that was just a great trait of hers. Mobby always called her the family newspaper.
Yes.
She broadcasts, and I mean she was sensitive to information, like she wasn't, but she was the hub. Like you went to, if you wanted information, you went to mom. If you wanted to get out information, you went to mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
that was a great quality.
There's the old statement, what do you know?
Yeah.
Literally.
What do you know?
She would ask, what do you know? And that meant give me the
What's going on in your life? Yeah.
So she
And if she didn't know, she was frustrated. Because she wanted to know what was
Yeah.
going on.
and she wanted to help.
And she wanted to help. It was for a good reason.
Yeah, her intentions were good. It wasn't like to, spread gossip or anything. It was just,
Right, yeah. Always out of love.
Yeah. Deb, what's a trait that comes to mind for
Well,
you?
it kind of piggybacks off of Sean's, in that it's kind of two. One is her listening skills and really hearing you, and two, her memory. So she really truly had a genuine interest in the minute details of everyone's lives. And she would remember specifics, phone numbers. I mean, we all know she could rattle off anyone's phone number from memory. If you needed a phone number, you would call mom. What is so-and-so's phone number? And she could,
It's almost like she had a system on her hands or something to remember. But
Yeah,
this was back in the day. when
And she can remember our old numbers.
all of
Yeah.
our old
What was our-
numbers.
Because you had to memorize things.
and hers
Yeah.
from her childhood too.
Yeah, she had a fantastic memory. But I remember a specific time when she just was in the details of her life. So I was a grown woman working as a teacher, and I remember she called me, or I called her on my lunch break or something, and she's like, I wasn't living with her at the time, but I, was single. It was before I got married, but she said, so what are you wearing? What'd you wear today? She just wanted to know what I wore to school. And I was in the teacher workroom, and there were like teachers cutting paper and doing other things. And I'm like, navy blue and that pink top. And they were kind of like looking at me like, who are you talking to? And I told her later, I'm like, don't ask me what I'm wearing. I'll tell you later. So she just loved the details of our lives, and it made you feel good. Yeah, just made you feel good. And she would remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great memory. So the trait I drafted out of our hat the other day to talk about mom was her courage. They say courage is the great trait, the greatest of all traits, and she had it in bushelfuls. Lots of examples. I remember going to bat for all of us, with coaches and teachers and maybe a bully. She wasn't somebody who picked a fight, but if she got her dander up, she would dig in. But one of the most courageous things she did was when I was a little boy, and it really, some 60 years later, I reflect on this. So we went to St. Louis with the family moved there. Dad had a job there. We were only there a year. But I started kindergarten a little early and got through it, and then we got transferred to Dallas. And mom went to sign me up to go to kindergarten, and to go to first grade. And my birthday was September 3rd, and the deadline was September 1st. And they said, he cannot go to first grade, but he can repeat kindergarten. And it really hits home now because I thought, how many moms would have paused at that? I think most would have said, you know what, redo kindergarten. I mean, he's occupied, he'll learn some new stuff, it'll be fine. But I remember mom on the drive home, I said, am I going to kindergarten again? And she said, no. She said, you'll be bored. I know you'll be bored. You're gonna stay with Linda and I. And Deb had just been born, she was a little baby. And that was courageous.
Yeah.
Because typical for our mom, she didn't choose what was easiest or best for her. She really gave it some thought and decided the best thing for me, a very active 5-year-old boy, was to be home. And that took some courage.
Yeah.
That took some
For
courage.
sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we had a courageous mom and a mom with so many great traits.